All right, hi, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Little ol'sons podcast. Today, myself, Donnie Daytona, and the Cole Snyder, Kevin Wayne Reed,
Junior.
and apparently Austin Wayne Reed,
That's right.
along with Jordan Elizabeth Halverson, are on the podcast. She had to leave early, so she's not here to do the intro with us, but we talk about cliff diving.
Yep. Cliff diving for a while. Donnie's vacation habits.
Yep. Motocross.
Floating
The river.
the van.
Yeah, we do talk about Willie's van.
Talking about the van. What we did last weekend.
Yep. Just all kinds of stuff going on this week.
Yeah.
And some old stuff. But that's where the cliff diving stuff.
Right.
That's probably the most exciting part.
Man, you know what we didn't touch on, though, is just your hopeless gambling problem.
Yeah, we'll save that for a later date.
One.
In the origin. It's just, that's going to need a podcast in its own.
All its own.
Yeah.
I just want you on a chair telling us about
You
it.
bet.
Telling the camera stories.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're going to get into it, and hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome to the little...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rodeo fans of all ages. I've got my little buddy here, Cole
Jordan Halverson.
helping me put on this podcast. Actually, there's a lot of us here. It's me, Donnie Daytona, the Cole Snyder, Jordan Halverson.
Jordan Elizabeth Halverson.
That's your middle name?
Yeah.
You.
Pretty basic.
Lee Kevin Reed is here, and his brother, Austin. Austin, what's your last name?
Reed.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you guys, same dad.
Same middle name, too.
Nuh-uh. What's your guys' middle name?
Wayne.
I knew that. But I guess I just wanted the viewers or listeners to know.
You guys really both...
You guys have
Really?
Yeah, we're pretty white trash.
What's the story? What's the story behind
You
that?
gotta carry it on, man. Just my daddy's middle name and his daddy's.
So only one of you needed the middle name Wayne. Did they just not
Well,
have-
I guess they didn't really. I guess if you double your
Yeah,
Double
you
your
don't,
chances,
double
yeah.
your chances.
you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Especially with these two. You're actually named after your dad, aren't you?
Same name.
Same name.
Yep. Except mine's junior and his is senior naturally.
Naturally.
You've been a junior this whole time?
Yep.
What if they, when Austin was born, they would have changed your name and gave Austin the title
real
of
yeah.
junior?
Remember that?
Well, he's better off. We're just gonna let's do a little switcheroo here.
Baby's looking a bit more healthy.
Said that's a real thing. Like that happens all the time.
No, I was saying in that movie Gattaca. Did you ever see that movie? Where like they can control what babies look like and everything. And like this group of parents, this couple, they have one kid, the natural way. Then they have this way, like the gene editing. So this kid turns out perfect. And the dad's like, he doesn't give his name to the first kid, but the second kid, because he's perfect, he's like, oh no, this kid, he can have my name. So I don't know if that's kind of what went on with you guys. It's an awesome movie.
Nah, they got it right the first time.
Yeah.
I want to know what life was like in the Reed household about 6 years ago with you two.
What year is that?
I guess it would have been about 2016.
Yeah, just got my license. I'm dragging him around everywhere because Mom made me.
She made you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are best friends.
That didn't come till later.
Oh. So let's go 5 years ago.
Yeah, life just ripping. Me and him running around doing dope stuff.
So-
Hood rat friends.
Elaborate on ripping.
Everything's just going good, no bumps. My life was pretty much just perfect at the time.
And then I came to Texas.
Into the microphone.
Yeah,
a little.
I'm in this mic.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Do you remember anything from 5 years ago?
Let's take it back about 10 to 12 years ago.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I have this story when I thought I was a mechanic, and we had this little garage at our first house, and we rode bikes all the time, and skateboards and stuff. thought I was a mechanic, so I took apart his bike all by hand and then put it back together all by hand.
Naturally.
Later that day, we went down the road. He tried to pop a wheelie with his bike, and the wheel just went out from under him. And then he face planted and went over the bike. And then he was so frustrated and mad at me and like yelling. And I was like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, probably the highlight in my childhood.
Looks like your tire came off.
Then you try to do a longer wheelie because there's nothing
I was
left
about
to
to say,
do.
yeah,
And
like-
so you pick up speed and your front little forks or whatever you call them just hit the asphalt and you go over the front, road
Keep
rash
it
your
going.
face.
Naturally, you're probably going downhill.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Little incidents like that pretty much my whole life.
Right on.
Did your brother ever chase you around with a pocket knife?
No.
See, Austin got his first pocket knife and was like, well, I'm just going to stab Kevin now. And is chasing me around the house trying to stab me. I don't even think we were arguing.
Do you think he actually would have?
You just want to feel what it was
No,
like.
I wasn't actually going to stab him. I could have if I wanted
Yeah,
to.
for
I
sure.
was like a foot away from him. Any moment I could.
I feel like
But
brothers like threaten that a lot, but I don't feel like they actually ever do it. It's usually like over Pokemon cards or something like
Yeah.
that, you know.
This one was because I was bored, but it was a lot of fun seeing
Right.
the terror in his eyes.
Absolutely.
Never got to do that.
My brother used to hold me down and like try to do the spit chain deal, like he would like get a big thing of spit and like let it come down and try to suck. He wasn't very good at sucking it, like bringing it back up. Neither. It always spit on my face.
He was just practicing.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. Did you and your brothers get along?
Man, we wrestled all the time.
Yeah.
I know that much. But yeah, no, Lane pretty much tortured all of us. But I remember him chasing us around. Like we'd have BB gun fights in the house every now and then.
In the house?
Yeah, and
like metal BBs or the airsoft BBs?
airsoft BBs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have. Yeah, airsoft. We'd have airsoft wars in the house every now and then. And I just remember one day we cracked the TV and we all just like hid the airsoft guns. And before Mom and Dad got home, we were like, we broke the guns. And I'm like, oh, that's all right. No worries. And nobody noticed the crack. Like, yeah. So it was just there for a really long time. But I remember Lane chased me around with paintball guns too, because we only had one, so it really made paintball wars pretty lame if you were on the side without a gun.
Me and my brother had one set of boxing gloves, and like we'd each get one. My brother was 4 years older than me, so like physically, he was like light years above me, and it was just, here's this other boxing glove. You try to go toe to toe with him, and you just get rocked.
Yeah, pretty much.
all
Lane,
the time. My childhood was just getting.
Man, I remember I went to one of my buddies' houses, and it was like family. We'll just call him Zach. And he had all of his little brothers and everything. Zach was the oldest by like 5 or 6 years. But all of his brothers, and they kind of lived on this hill. I'm like, well, what do you guys do for fun? Like, well, I'll tell you what we do. We put on this dirt bike helmet, crawl in that barrel, and we roll it down the hill. And I remember his little brother was like, just watch. And he just puts his helmet on, just dives in this thing, and he just kick it down the hill. And I was like, wow, that's horribly violent. Got to be better ways for enjoy a Saturday.
What about in the Halverson house?
We would brawl. Like
Yeah.
we'd
Brawl?
Yeah.
Like closed fist punch each other.
Yeah. Dude, it was bad. Like it was really bad.
That sounds worse than brothers.
Yeah. It probably maybe. It's like though, like my sisters, like when they were mad and they wanted to do something, like they meant it. Like they'd pick up anything.
Girl fights are no joke.
No,
Yeah.
it's no holds barred. But they're not as strong, you know.
It doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like these little baby punches the whole time.
Me and my one sister got in a really bad fight one time. I blacked out, and I don't ever want to go to that.
What?
You got
place
so angry
again.
you blacked out?
So angry and blacked out. When I come to, I had my legs wrapped around her and was holding her in a chokehold. It was scary.
Things went black, bodies started dropping.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Have you ever been in an actual girl fight though without your
No,
sisters?
I made him cry every time.
If you fought a dude though, you've had to have punched like one dude seriously, like just
Like, because I was mad?
Yeah.
No, there was this. I never punched anybody, but like there was this one time I was in a ballet, and I had.
Say no more.
She used to figure skate too.
Yeah.
What?
I wasn't in the ballet because I was dancing. I wasn't in it at all because of that.
You
It
were
was
just
because
like the tree in the background or something?
No, I had a pony. They needed a pony
Yeah.
for a cart scene.
Right.
And so I had this pony, and well, we had to wait for the ballet to start. It was in like downtown Raleigh, so in the city. And so we had this pony just walking down the street, and it was during like Beer Fest.
That's awesome.
And well, yeah, it's awesome, but he's a Shetland, like, so he was
Yeah.
really small. And this drunk guy come out, and he was like, "Let me sit on your pony." And I'm like, I don't know, 11, 12. And I was like,
You
no.
fought a grown man over a pony?
I was like, no, you're not going to sit on my pony. Like, you're going to break his back. And, I mean, he was drunk, and he went to go sling his leg over, and I freaking took the end of that lead rope, and I started whipping the crap out of him. I was like, get off my pony.
He ain't for sale.
That's probably the only, like, stranger I've whooped up on.
Man, I was at a wedding. Sorry, that reminds me. I was at a wedding this last winter in Arizona. And anyway, all these people, it's on this lake. It's really nice down there in Phoenix. And this gal, like kind of, just this really tall gal and everything, she would just, everybody be sitting, talking in a group. And she'd come over and she'd be like, "Hi, how are you guys doing? How's everybody's drinks?" And we'd be like, "Oh, we're good. We're about to go back for some." And you just see her, she'd just go like this. For those of you listening, just come on. And this donkey with 2 panniers with coolers in them full of beer and drinks would just come walking up to her, and she'd be like, "Well, help your guys yourself." So then we would just grab beers, and then she would leave. The donkey would stay for a little while. You get to pet on the donkey. Then the next group of people, she'd just do the same thing. Go to another people talking, and she'd just be like, motion for the donkey to come on, and this donkey would just be like, and he would just walk over with these panniers and these coolers strapped to his side. And I asked that gal what it cost to have her there. She said $500 an hour.
Oh man.
We are in the wrong business.
Absolutely.
Forget YouTube. We need a herd of donkeys that we can just train to haul coolers around.
Funny. My buddy had a pack mule.
Yeah.
His name was Dave. The mule's name was Dave.
Okay.
My buddy's name was Dino.
Dino and Dave.
Yeah, Dino and Dave, and he had a pack saddle, like
Right.
And with these were big coolers. I want to say like the mid-size Yeti. I don't like 120s maybe, or I don't know what gallon, but he had 2 of them like filled to the brim with ice and beer, and they'd take him on trail rides, and just pony him. Like
Absolutely,
it was awesome.
Yeah,
and like he was super chill. I could climb up and stand like with 1 foot on each cooler. And
man,
like,
it's tough to beat mules, donkeys.
I had we had this yard flamingo. Back then we called it a flambongo.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so we'd cut the beak off of it and cut the belly off, and you pour like a drink in the belly of that flamingo, and then you turn it up and you chug out of the beak, and it was a flambongo.
And you carried it with you everywhere?
Oh yeah, and I have a picture. This was a vacation, so naturally I had it with me. I have a picture of me standing on this mule, like with that flamingo. I'll show you sometime.
That's
but it was
awesome.
like pretty much the peak of my existence, and I don't think I'll ever top that. But so I pretty much tell everybody that story. It's really the greatest story I have, and so I'll stop talking for the rest of the podcast.
We're gonna need a flamingo.
Yep. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you how to clean one up.
I thought about buying a bunch of flamingos, but they're really expensive.
Are they?
Like those plastic ones.
Oh.
I was gonna do that instead of wieners in someone's yards. Oh.
Hot dogs.
I'll never trust you again.
That was great. But I was going to do flamingos.
That was a good prank. We got to learn how to get Dale back now.
Get Dale back for what?
Doesn't matter. Just going to have to get him back.
He's got it coming.
He's got it coming now.
Too many things racking up.
Too many things.
What are the things?
He broke into our home. The door was wide open, but he ransacked our house. I thought he did.
Do you have
hot
proof?
dogs in the yard? No, that's the problem.
What if that legitimately wasn't him?
He's the only person in Newcastle that goes on a morning run. Everybody else is too busy, I don't know,
sleeping,
petting stray cats. But
yeah,
every morning, like 6 a.m, he just bangs on all of our windows.
Is this still an ongoing
No,
occurrence?
it's ended now.
Did you ever catch him doing that?
Yeah, I've watched him run off and it's tight running.
You didn't film him?
I didn't have the time. I heard the banging, and by the time you wake up and realize where you're at, I run to the front door and I just see him in his tight running pants running away from my house.
Naturally.
And then they thought that Dale was the one that did the hot dogs. in
So
their yard.
explain the hot dogs.
So I went out and bought about 40 hot dogs, put them on some.
I didn't think that was enough. I thought you should have gotten more.
Yeah, I thought 40 was gonna be good, but I really should have had more. The only other thing was it was still snowy on the ground.
Yeah.
When I put them out, so I just had to make sure they were all in grass. Most of them were in grass because it was hard to go through the snow. Anyway, so got 40 hot dogs, put them on sticks, and went and put them all through Kevin and Willie's front yard. And they thought Dale did it.
You predicted that they would think Dale.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going for.
Because Dale was already going on his rampage with us at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Supposedly.
he was. And then where you didn't put him in the snow, I was like, this guy's good. And I was looking for footprints in the snow. I was like, man, I didn't put him in the snow so you couldn't get their footprints.
Dude, he was sitting there telling me that literally the morning that it happened. And I'm like, yeah, I walked all through that snow. I don't know how there's not any footprints. And I was like, man, I'm good.
I think the best part was just how funny Jordan, how much fun Jordan was having. She made a whole video of her.
Absolutely.
Jordan was just the one. She was busting out laughing, just putting these hot dogs on the stick.
I don't know if anybody thinks Jordan Halverson is funnier than Jordan Halverson.
No.
Nope.
Which is fine. I like to laugh at my own jokes.
I do all the time.
I think if you laugh at your own jokes, it makes other people laugh.
I think it makes them think.
Yeah.
It makes them self-conscious. Even if you say something that's not funny and you laugh at it, people
Gives them a chance.
gives them a chance. Yep.
Gives you a chance to appear funny.
I don't know what prank I don't know how we're gonna get Dale back yet. I figured that wouldn't be Dale because that's way too much effort for one of his pranks.
Right.
Oh, I already had a second prank planned on Kevin because he told me what a prank was, and I was gonna get it ready so that when he went to go play that prank on Dale, I was gonna play that same prank on them at the same exact time.
That's messed up.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to get him back. I'm not sure how yet.
We can fork him.
Pork him?
Fork him. That's a lot of forks, though.
It's a lot of forks. It's a big yard. You can bet I'm probably going to have to pick him up anyhow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could just make us go out there and pick him up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that one ain't worth it.
I've never been the practical
Me neither.
prankster.
No, you kind of just got to do it at the time it happens. Like just put knots in his rope or saddle his horse backwards.
Yeah. I guess long game. I've never been a long game prankster.
Right.
If I'm going to prank somebody, it's going to be in the moment.
It takes a lot of commitment, and then you just kind of forget about it.
I think I just don't like being in that place of revenge.
No.
I think, for so long. Usually you just fall out of it and go back to normal life. But if you're just always thinking about revenge, it's basically the plot to Star Wars. Yeah.
I just mean
Tell me I'm wrong.
I just have never had the energy to be all right, I'm gonna get all this stuff together, go to this location while it's either really late, or they're not there. You have to time it perfectly. I don't know. That's just me.
I don't really care for sneaking around other people's houses either.
Oh no, I enjoy that.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I will roll a house though, like T-Pit. Did a lot of that in high school.
Dang, dude, that's not cool.
Dude, that is so fun.
Who did you do it to?
Anybody and everybody.
That's not cool.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
And one time we got caught, and his buddy, we were I forget, the truck cab was full and the truck bed was full, and we're escaping the scene, and we're getting chased, and so I come up to a stop sign, and then I pretty much launch from it, grabbing gears. About the time I grab third gear, his buddy sitting on the toolbox flew out when I snatched that gear.
Oh no!
Fell out of my truck bed running about 45 miles an hour.
Oh,
Lands in the road, and we're down by the lake, and there's a homeless guy that lives in the woods right there, and he just so happened to fall out right there. What? The homeless guy just puts his spotlight on him, and he was wearing a Carhartt, so he didn't get road rash, and he was perfectly fine. But I put the truck in reverse because everybody's banging on the back glass.
Right. We lost one.
I was like, and so I put it in reverse. I'm going back. He's running up the road just, Kevin! Said the homeless guy was spotlighting me.
There was just a random homeless guy this whole time?
Yeah, I know a guy who used to give him pudding, and then one time he brought him the wrong pudding. And so the guy like tried fighting him over it because he brought him the wrong pudding.
Oh man!
It's like, last time I take him pudding.
Boy, living in the woods is pretty all right, as long as I've got my pudding. That's terrible. Yeah, I couldn't do it. How do you guys ever just go straight off the grid, live out in the woods?
I mean, I think everybody talks about it with your buddies. You know, I don't think I ever really. The longest I've ever spent in like a tent is like a week.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
No, we used to go to, it was just a trail ride in central Missouri, in Emnitz, Missouri. It was a pretty cool deal. Like it was just a party. This is where the mule with the coolers comes in. It was called the Cross Country Trail Ride in Emnitz, Missouri, and like every month out throughout the summer, they have a week-long deal. And you go there and you get a camping spot and like however many stalls you need to stall your horses. And it was like $350 or something like that for the week, and you get 3 meals a day in the cafeteria, and then there's showers and stuff. But that comes with a camp. Like your camping spot was like $10.
Yeah.
But every night there was like a dance at this, and they had a live band, and there was a river that ran through camp.
Right.
And then the national forest was right. Park Forest was right there, and all kinds of places to ride. There's some cool places to ride, but I didn't really go for the ride, and I'll be real honest. Like the river, you could drive up the river and however far you wanted to float, and like the guy that owned the campground had a pretty sweet house up the river, and you just go up, drive down through his pasture, and get down on the river there and float. We would just buy inner tubes from Walmart, and we'd float, and the river ran right through camp. And if you timed it right, you'd be landing on that beach in camp at like 5:30, 6 o'clock when people were really starting to get going, and you get like, and then you just spend the rest of the evening partying there, and then you kind of clean up and go to the dance or whatever, and then there was a bar like right across the road. It was a blast.
There was a bar. This isn't like a camping trip at all,
dude. It was fun. Is what it was. But me and I went with my buddy, and his parents had a horse trailer, and then me and him just slept in a tent.
Right.
With like cot. Like one year I think we tried an air mattress. That was terrible, but the cots were better. I liked sleeping in the cots.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've probably been there 5 times.
Dang.
Yeah. So 5 weeks total.
Right. 5 weeks total. Yeah, I don't know. We've packed over to the mountains a couple times and everything. My family goes. I think we're going into the Pasayten Mountains in this August, and it's a ways out there and everything. There's not a bar there.
Hey man, I didn't say I was camping. I said I was sleeping in a tent.
Fair enough. It's just in the yard outside of a bar. Like, we're camping, man.
That's his house.
Yeah, right.
So,
Just at somebody's house.
It's called floating. Float trips. You never you.
I have never been on one. I've heard about them for a long time. I've only ever floated the river once. All my friends, everybody I know, they've always done it, said it was awesome. I've only gone once.
Up around where you were from, you probably got some pretty good rivers, but I bet they're cold.
Man, yeah, but late summer, they're still like, I think warmer than any water that I've
See, Missouri,
Texas.
Missouri has a lot of small rivers that are all rock bottom,
right?
And they're like crystal clear, like they're weird blue looking, cool. Like they're not. I want to say they're clean, but they're not really that clean because people float them, and then there's beer cans and stuff all over. But for the most part, they're pretty. Like rock keeps it pretty clean, and it's a blast, and it gets hot in Missouri. So, but they're pretty cold, but if it's hot enough, you don't really care.
Right. If you're hot enough.
Yeah, like if the weather outside temperature is high enough, degrees Fahrenheit.
So are you sleeping in a tent on float trips?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you put your tent on your kayak?
No. You get up, float the river. Like the company, most of the time, if you book it through a company, the company takes you on a bus to like where you launch from. They pick you up at the end of the day, take you back to your campsite, and that's where you sleep in your tent. You scared the hell out of me. What are you doing? Just listening. Okay. Oh. But yeah, that's floating in Missouri. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
You been on float trips, Kevin?
Oh yeah.
Are you guys like
Austin?
But we never like camped out. It'd just be like a day.
Yeah, well, I've done stuff like that, like locally, like around like where I grew up. If we go on a float trip, usually we drive a couple hours to like the good spots.
Nice. We just had like the same spot, and we wore it out. Junior year, summer, and like senior year, summer. Like every Sunday, we just go float the river forward to however many hours, just depending on
how much time you had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many times we stopped and just hung out.
Did you go with him, Austin? He's nodding.
For
those
sure.
Just listening.
This one place called the Hoozall in Missouri, it gets pretty packed. Like
called the Hoozall?
Yeah, it's the Hoozall Valley, and I don't know what the name. I don't know if the river's actually called the Hoozall or not, but like some weekends there, you can't even hardly see the water because there's so many rafts on it. Like you could like just walk down
Are
the
the
river.
rivers fast?
No. I mean,
yeah.
No.
Just kind of like lazy rivers?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, there's spots where it goes.
Did you guys ever like jump cliffs or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Got those?
You got to be careful. You got to make sure water's deep enough.
Yeah.
I jumped off a cliff in Jamaica at Rick's Cafe. You ever seen that place?
Yeah, I've seen it. Never.
Like on TV.
Yeah.
They have like a 30-foot one and I believe like a 50-foot one. But then they have like a guy that walks around the bar and collects tips to get another guy to climb like way up there and then on top of this tree with like a little bitty platform and it's a big old ripped dude in a Speedo. And it's high. It's crazy high.
He's just up there the whole time?
He's not up there the whole time, but like until he gets it, like he'll go up there and then when they get enough tips, he'll dive off. And then there's like these kids that live around the place and they're sitting on the cliff like it's like a little cove deal and they're on the other side like trying to get people to pay them money to do flips and stuff off the cliff. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
What about?
I've never cliff jumped.
You do everything else. You ride bulls, do all this stuff.
I just haven't had the opportunity to.
Yeah.
You gotta find a good cliff.
Yeah.
Make sure there's water underneath of it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Yeah.
part.
It was always sketchy going to like a new spot.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, only one way to find out.
Man, there was a lot of, growing up in Washington, there were a lot of sketchy cliff jumping places. I did not go to all of those.
I've heard a lot of stories about people dying doing it. We had a quarry. I've never been to this quarry, but it's right close to where I grew up, and I never went because I always heard horror stories about people jumping off in there. And there's been like 4 or 5 people, just die. Never come back up.
Yeah, I'll show you a video. One of my buddies, a guy I wrestled with back in the day, Jason. I'll show you his Instagram once we get off of here. It's like he went to the trestle, and it's like 100 feet, and he jumped off it.
That's high. That's not stupid high.
Right, that's what I said. I know.
Like an old train bridge?
Yeah. Yep. I think they still use it. I don't know. I don't think it's abandoned. I think they still use it. Still an active.
Is this in
bridge.
Washington or in Montana?
It's in Washington. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, no part.
Grace is always trying to get me to go skydiving. I told her, but we haven't gone yet. I'll do it.
Yeah, I would. I'd like to think I would do it.
Man,
I don't crave to do it.
Yeah.
But I like to think I could do it.
It'd be fun once. They say the second time is harder.
I bet.
Or John Wayne said that in the Green Berets. So, hey.
Great movie.
Well, the reason I was hesitant to go at first is because, like, the guy that Grace was hanging out with before we met and everything, he was a skydiving instructor. And she was like, no, it's cool. We should go skydiving. And I was like, I'll go. I'm just not going to go with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to go skydiving, but like I heard the landings are rough.
Yeah, you would probably break everything.
Yeah, like all my friends that are in the military that like jump all the time, like they're always screwed up. Like they're always talking about, dude, this is kind of graphic, I guess, if you really visualize it. But they were one of my buddies was jumping recently, and the arm, like one of the ropes snagged his arm, and they said he just screamed the whole way down because it snapped all the bones in his arm.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do it.
Why? Well, if I
you
jump
could think
with
about
someone,
bull riding. You could think about bull riding and like break your leg.
Yeah.
Like you're tough enough to. I'm not saying.
Yeah,
it doesn't keep you down at all. I just don't. You're riding bulls really well right now. It seems like
let's go jump out of an airplane.
Let's just get through it.
Logistically, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No, but I would do it.
What about you fellers? You seem like adrenaline junkies. Like,
yeah, sitting over there all quiet.
I'm good on the airplane jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in an airplane?
Once. Not too long ago.
What about you, Big A?
Never been in an airplane. Those things are scary.
Dude, like the amount of people that have never flown kind of surprises me sometimes. Like my best friend back home, he's never been in an airplane.
Yeah, I didn't fly till I come here.
Where'd you fly to? Oh, you flew
From home to here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You just road trip it.
Man, you guys talk a lot. Like it's really easy to get
It's really overpowering.
information
Yeah.
out of you guys.
Trying to take control of the podcast.
Do you want my flight number or
Yes,
don't remember it?
exactly. Well, what else did you guys used to do for fun? I feel like you guys used to get into stuff.
We did do a lot of cliff jumping, and there'd be one place we'd go to. The way the waterfall would hit it, you pretty much had like as wide as this table to land in that spot, or you hit rocks. It's pretty sketch.
Like kill you rocks or like just kind of hurt?
I'd probably like break your legs rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another spot, it was probably 40 foot up, but it like ledged off, so you'd have to run and out jump past it
Naturally.
to where you needed to go. Pretty sketch.
Have you ever seen anybody like getting some wrecks?
Nah. We would, the adrenaline, I don't know what you would hear. Like, we would ride dirt bikes, and I think my favorite memory from that is when this guy was his, like, first time hitting a decent-sized double at his buddy's house. And so he didn't know how fast to hit it, and it's probably a 40-foot double. So he comes through there, just got the bike topped out for no reason, launches it, lands like 20 foot past the landing. Bike goes out in front of him, and he still looks like he's riding a dirt bike. But there's no dirt bike underneath him. And so he's just like this in the air, and when he lands, he just lands on his butt. And it's like somebody skipped a rock. He just goes across the dirt on his butt like this and slides like 15 yards.
I've always wondered like how you try those things for the first time. Like
I think you just got to do it.
You just got to start out on smaller ones, and you kind of like an internal clock, I guess, of how fast you need to be going. Or you find somebody better than you and follow them around the track, and you're thinking, well, if he's going this fast, I'm just going to keep up, and surely I'll hit the landing.
Yeah.
Getting on a bronc for the first time would be less scary to me than hitting a jump like that.
See, but those guys don't think the same. Like,
They would think getting on a bucking horse or a bucking bull is worse.
Right? Which is always...
Yeah.
I think... Man, I don't know about you guys. I think like dirt bike, motocross people and everything and rodeo people are the same people, but like just from different, just a little,
I agree.
Just came from different places. I don't know quite how to say it, but I just remember in high school and everything, all the guys would like start kind of dating a country dude and they'd always end up with a motocross guy.
There always is the motocross guy at every school, I feel like.
Yep. Is that you guys? Huh?
No. We had a lot of buddies that rode, and we just, like, sucked and hung out with them. We were no good on the dirt bike. We'd show up and ride.
Yeah.
Just hang out with them, but, yeah, we sucked.
It's got to be, it's
I'll
expensive.
let you speak for
It
yourself.
is expensive.
Yeah.
You suck?
Yeah, we were terrible.
I've never even hardly ridden a dirt bike. We always had 4-wheelers.
Yeah.
Like I had like a 400DX.
We didn't. Remember, it was really cool. My family had a riding lawnmower. You could turn the blade off and drive that
Heck
around.
yeah.
That's where it peaked.
That was pretty awesome when it comes to motocross.
I
I'm
feel
scared
like
of
four wheelers are like a gateway. Like you get on a 4-wheeler and you automatically try to jump it, and so then
Absolutely.
you're like, I want like a dirt bike or something.
Yeah, I just never made that jump, from the 4-wheeler to the dirt bike. My buddy had a dirt bike, and he had a track built in his yard, and his stepdad, I think it was driving the tractor, and I don't know if he didn't know that he was out there on the track. He came over like I don't even know what he came over this jump, and about the time he came over the jump, he was driving that tractor across the track, or he had parked it there or something, and he didn't see it, and I guess he smoked the bucket on that tractor, broke his arm, broke his leg. He was in a wheelchair for a while because he broke his arm and his leg.
Good Lord.
And he said his mom came running out there. He said, I'm fine. And he raised his arm, and his arm just folded in half. That's the same buddy I used to go on that trail ride with. He was wild. He was a good dude.
I'm scared of motorized vehicles.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, have you ridden the moped yet?
no.
If you're keeping up with the Rodeo Time videos, you're probably going to see a cameo from Austin's moped that he bought. It's got urban camo. That's the black, gray, and orange camo.
Yeah, I don't really know where you wear that.
I have no. I don't think it's good for anything. I think it's just made to wrap mopeds.
Yeah.
But new idea.
And
we
Hummers.
should tacticalize that thing out.
Does it got a basket?
We need to add a basket.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
needs a tactical basket for sure.
I think a little trailer to pull behind it.
Yeah, like those teardrop campers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, you could live in that.
Think about it, man.
It barely pulls you. So
But maybe just a basket then. But
We could probably just tie some like a train of little red wagons behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
that'd
sweet.
be pretty sweet. I don't know. I just think we're gonna need a gun rack on the front for sure. Like
Naturally.
Or like a
the first-
scabbard you can put on the side. Like
Scabbard would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the one right in front.
Yeah.
Like we'll take that thing out. Like go hunting for coyotes or something. You could take that to Guacamole.
Do they make side carts for mopeds?
We could
Just have, like-
we could look.
We could make a
We
side
could
cart for a
manufacture
moped.
one.
Have a gunner and a side cart.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Think about it's pretty quiet. Like is it not?
It's got a fart pipe.
I have pretty
Yeah.
bad here. I have pretty bad here.
The fact that
We're
it's
just one muffler away from changing that.
the fact
Exactly.
that it still has a muffler at all,
Yeah.
that you haven't torn it off and just
We put
been
that on
straight
there.
piped
The
it.
spotlight, and I'm thinking we're gonna need running lights underneath it.
Underglow.
Got to.
Underglow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you call those?
Rock lights?
Yeah, rock lights.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gonna need
Gotta
that.
have 'em.
Yeah.
what color?
You got to
The
get the
lights
ones
underneath?
that are interchangeable. You
Yeah.
can make them any color you
I
want.
want it to go with the
You can't
music.
cheap now.
Yeah.
I want it to go with the music
Yeah.
that's playing from the new sound system we install on this moped.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Right.
That's what the trailer is for. Just to hold a,
Yeah.
hold a subwoofer back there.
I think you just need a little radio flyer wagon behind it, though.
Yeah.
Like,
With an insanely expensive speaker system. Man, that thing's gonna get
Yeah.
robbed pretty. Maybe we probably can't overhaul the speaker system too much.
I think
But it
we
does need a
just-
radio.
We just stick to the tactical version.
Yeah. All right. And we can at least put a siren on it or something, right?
Yeah, so we can call cows.
Or an air horn.
Yeah.
We're onto something.
Yep.
That's it.
Dixie horn.
Yep.
Dude, I'm thinking. So, if I know this stuff's expensive, but you can do it.
I believe in
I
you.
believe in you, man.
I know it's expensive.
Also, I know you're not on the payroll, but we need it by next week for video.
You think? Yeah. I need you to make it happen.
Dude, that thing would be awesome. You should go on a date with it. You should get a girl to be like. You should pick up a girl.
You got to find the girls first. That's the only thing.
we could do that. I'm not going to.
I'm saying for me, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Unless you got the moped and you go into inner city and
Right.
you're walking the sidewalks, but here you don't really see
Jordan,
that.
you're a girl. If a guy asks you to the movies and he says, I'll pick you up at 7, and you hear a Dixie horn at the end of your driveway and you look outside and Austin pulls up in a decked out moped.
Single seat.
Like Thoughts?
I don't know.
Would you still go?
Yeah,
You'd
I would still go.
Okay.
I would still go.
That's all that matters. You're in the front. You're in the door. You got the door open, Austin.
Yeah, I would definitely still go.
They'll go strictly based on,
I don't think anybody could turn that down.
I wouldn't
Somebody pulls up in a
turn it down.
moped.
If a complete stranger pulled up on that moped and was like, "Hey man, you want to go to town with me?" I'd be like, "You know what? Yeah, let's go." Okay, I probably wouldn't say that, but I'd think about it. Yeah, the mopeds, tough to beat. I think it should just stay here. You should just stay here, Austin. Why are you gonna go back?
I don't know yet, to be honest.
If you're gonna go back, or why you're going back?
If I'm going to go back. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still going to go back to visit and whatnot, but I'd like to find a job down here and move down here for good.
Right.
It's a lot better in my hometown, I got to tell you that.
Yeah, kind of wore out your welcome there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
I just like the slower living this place has, Everything's a lot slowed down and everything.
Absolutely. Jordan,
Spaced out.
has anybody said anything on Instagram? What are some of those? We had some good ones, some good suggestions.
Some good topics.
Yep.
Someone asked, does Donnie have a sister? It's one of the most recent ones.
Probably let him answer questions about Donnie.
Yeah, I do have a sister.
Yep.
She's 12 or 13. She has Down syndrome.
Oh.
Kevin didn't believe me when I told him that.
You're a jerk.
Yeah, I am.
You're a terrible human being.
Yep.
Okay.
Next
some of
question.
these-
Next topic.
Next question.
I'm sorry. I had a bunch of come in that from the last time that we went over these. And
Does Cole have a sister?
I do.
Really?
Yep.
yeah, someone on here was.
See, also don't believe you.
Older sister. Yeah, no, I definitely do. Sheridan.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Lane, Sheridan, me, then my little brother Will.
Nice. I didn't know you had a little brother.
Yep.
Someone did ask about
Thank you,
random rodeo stories.
Let's talk about the rodeo we just went to. I feel like we negate. Speaking of,
Paducah.
yeah, Paducah, Texas. Donnie and Jordan were getting on there. And speaking of awesome vehicles to ride in, let's talk about the Winnebago van.
Oh, yeah.
That thing, it is, we did the math. It's 128 miles to Paducah, 128 miles back. But we also had to stop about halfway and backtrack 20 miles or so. So anyway, getting around 256, 260 miles. 50 gallons of gas?
Pretty much. I think it come out to like 62.
62. Oh, yeah.
But
It was comfy. Looked awesome.
that gas needle dropped on us quick. It's like, we got a quarter tank. We can go to the next town.
We're not going to make
Pretty much,
Yeah.
we're in between the two towns in the middle of nowhere, figuring we need to backtrack because the gas gauge just dropped on me, boy. It was in the red. And I was like, oh,
If we would have went much farther, we wouldn't have made it back.
no.
No,
Yeah.
It,
we would not have made the rodeo.
I almost didn't want to say anything and just turn around.
Like,
'Cause I was like, we have a gas problem.
Well, it was all-
Everybody
yeah.
y'all can
was
start
like,
worrying
"What?"
now.
I was like, yeah, everybody get really worried.
We turned around and it died in the middle of the road. Like while we're halfway turned around, we're sitting broadside.
It's like a movie scene. Just nothing for miles, like long straight stretch of road, one car coming.
Yeah, yeah.
And I go to turn the van around, and I go to put it in drive, and it just kills out. Dead center in the road, and I'm trying to start it back before the car comes up on.
Man, it's so classy to look at, though. Like when you're driving through towns, people are just taking pictures and everything
Oh,
as you're
people
driving.
like it.
People love the van, but once the air conditioning quit, then the trip got a little uncomfortable.
8 deep.
Eight people in that van. Man, it is comfy. It is the comfiest van to sit in I've ever sat in. But once the air conditioning went out on a hot summer day,
Gets
boy.
a little less comfy.
you're gonna have to bring extra underwear for sure. Like or just extra clothes in general. I just meant you get sweaty.
Yeah, I felt like I peed myself. Sweat.
I'm gonna find that guy that peed my
Yeah,
pants.
who peed my pants?
Hey, we made it though. We made it
Yeah.
there on time. Everybody rode good. Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
Then we almost made it back.
Before we had to fill up again.
Well, before we got pulled over.
That's right. Willie was driving on the way back. Willie did get pulled over. For speeding? No. For like negating the rules of the road? No. Because he had his high beams on.
So get you.
So
he didn't know how to turn them off.
the cop comes up and goes, yeah, do you know why I pulled you over? And Willie was just, no, sir, I don't. Like, I was going the speed limit. And he says, had your high beams on. And Willie went, honestly, sir, I'm not even sure how to turn them off.
I just got this thing.
So we're all laughing. So then Willie and the policeman are trying to figure out how to turn the high beams off. In the process, Willie breaks off the knob for the headlights in general. So now we don't have any headlights. So the cop just gave us a warning. He was a nice guy. Everything's hunky dory.
He definitely knew you guys though. Knew you guys for the party house.
Oh, yeah, we're the party house. He said, y'all live at the end of the road in that party house?
What parties?
Yeah.
Is he talking about?
Who's
Yeah.
having parties while we're gone?
Well, I think that's because Kevin had gotten pulled over earlier in the week.
In the driveway.
In the driveway of their house.
Also 4 headlights.
Just your high beams?
No, just one being out.
Oh.
Which also happened to have a bunch of cars in the driveway.
Yeah, but it's not like we're breaking bottles or anything. Like, usually, we're just watching a movie.
We probably broke.
Okay, actually, a lot of bottles can
We broke a bottle the other night, and then like 6 light bulbs.
Our Easter barbecue, yeah, that was a lot of broken glass.
We tried hanging up lights outside. Once it got dark, broke like 4 bulbs. For some reason, a topo just exploded.
Blew up as soon as you touched it.
Yeah. And then you were picking up, what is that dip?
Oh, the guacamole dip, yeah.
At the very end, after all this broken glass, it just fell. And I was like, is that more broken glass?
Sorry about the guacamole, guys. Keep the chips. But anyhow, yeah. The guy gives us a verbal warning, and we're about getting ready to take off. And Willie's like, I can't get the headlights back on. Now we're just riding blind. So we had to pull into the next street. He got him on. But, yep, all was well.
Home.
And we got home, yeah. But that was it. That was a hot car ride, for sure.
I had fun.
Oh, it was a great time. It was just classic. There's no more classic rodeo vehicle than that van. It's even got the colors right. It's clean. Yeah, absolutely.
As Donnie would say, these are the good times, man.
Nobody
That
tells
was
you.
right before the gas.
Right before it went south a little bit.
Then Donnie started getting he started getting in a hurry a little bit because they were running the bronc riding first, and Donnie was told he was out first. Rodeo starts at 7:30. It's looking like we're going to get there at 7. We ended up getting there like 6:50, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had enough time, but it was like.
Yeah, it was plenty of time.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Man, normally, if you're just traveling with 3 or 4 people, a gas station stop doesn't take that long. But when there's 8 of you and everybody is dehydrated.
There's 8 and 6 of them aren't riding, and they don't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to them if we get there or not.
Doesn't take that long to put on a Bronx. Yeah, it was a good time though. It was a good rodeo. I thought so.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Some jam up bull rides.
Absolutely. I had stock saddle bronc riding. Stock saddle bronc riding so much fun to ride, or just so much fun to watch. It's always entertaining.
It's always like at these Texas rodeos, it's always like a bunch of young kids, and maybe they've been on like 3 or 4.
It's like that in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple of them. Like they had an Ironman bronc ride. There was like $5,000 added, but you had to get on like 20 stock saddle horses for it.
And how many like in one day?
Man, I don't know if it was one day. It might not even been 20. It might have been 10. But they were like, you had to get on a pile of horses.
It sounds harder to buck that many horses than it would to believe like a guy would get on 20. There's guys out there that will get on 20. There's guys out there that.
Well, if it was an Iron Man.
Yeah, it was an Iron Man.
You keep riding until you buck off.
Could have been that. I don't remember the details. I remember a guy asked me to go, and I was like, I don't really feel like that sounds horrible. I don't. If you ride, just like any event, if you ride it correctly, it's effortless, and you're going to be in perfect shape afterwards. Stock saddle is included in that, but man, I don't know. It didn't sound like fun.
I don't see how it could look effortless.
There's an old cowboy. I forgot who it was. In one of those old rodeo cowboy books and everything, and it might have even been not Heath Ford, Royce Ford, one of those guys, but it just says like the goal of bareback riding, is to make it look as effortless and as easy as possible. And I'm just saying, like, if all goes well, if you do have everything right and you're tapped off and in control, like, yeah, your body's gonna stay in good shape. But man, getting on just horse after horse, like, it's bound to go wrong eventually.
You just get tired.
Yeah.
I gotta leave this podcast in like 3 minutes.
Why?
Where you got to go? Lunch?
Yeah.
You have lunch plans?
Yep.
What's for lunch? Oh, is it
I'm not-
personal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Donnie's looking at me like, what? I'm just kidding. I have my a meeting,
Well,
Zoom meeting
should probably be on that. Yeah.
with my mental performance coach.
Look at me.
Can you just tell?
Mentally strong.
Can you just tell him?
Look at me, I'm trying.
Can you just tell him like a half an hour? Hey man, I just didn't have my head in it. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. This is my first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. I don't know what a mental performance coach. What's he tell you? Just like
I don't know. I mean, they give you like
you're
exercises
gonna do
and stuff.
good. Yeah, I'm
Like-
just kidding.
I don't know. We'll see if it helps.
Yeah. Well, we only need to. As long as you do it, I guess the rest of us are all going to reap the benefits. You just
Yeah.
take notes,
Yeah, take notes,
You know.
learn the exercises.
right?
It's like all like fitted for bull riding too.
Oh, nice.
So, like, that's cool.
Oh, I didn't know if it was just going to be like giving you brain teasers or whatever. Exercise your
No,
brain.
like, I mean, yeah, like there's gonna be stuff. He's
Yeah.
like gives you homework per se,
Yeah.
but
That'll be cool. Positive thing's a big part. Did you ever watch any of those Gary LeFew tapes? Man,
I watched like his old like form stuff. but
Yeah.
not anything recent.
yeah. The power of positive thinking tapes, those old DVDs
yeah.
and everything, those things are awesome. Have you ever listened to those, Donnie?
No, I'm not.
Dude, you 100% need to. Same with you, Kevin.
His old stuff is good.
Yeah.
And reading the book Psycho-Cybernetics.
That's a good, I have that book. That's a good one.
I've read about 3 pages of it. That's how I read books.
Get a lot. Get a
Yeah.
lot. I read the
I
front
think I got what I needed.
I got this. Put it on the shelf.
I like to just keep books on my nightstand so it looks like I read.
Yeah, I have about 10 of them.
Yeah.
Start them all, just
No, I don't usually start one until I finish the other one. But might take me a couple of years to finish one.
A couple of years.
No, here at least recently I've just been like, if I go on a long drive, I'll just listen to one.
Yeah. I can't do that. I can't. Yeah. I still can't do the audiobooks thing. I lose focus on it. I'll listen to one for a while, and then like I'll stop it and realize that I've listened to nothing of it.
see, I'll be reading and then I'll just start thinking about other stuff while my eyeballs are looking at words.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that'd be good.
But, do we have any more questions?
I mean, there are, but I gotta leave.
Just read us one real quick. Or do you just want to do the meeting now?
Yeah, on the podcast.
Why didn't you tell us this before? we
I
started?
did.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. Y'all were lollygagging.
First of all, it's called horseplay, and
We were having a good time.
yeah.
Lollygagging. We'll see if he's even on here yet.
Oh, you don't have to do it now.
Well, I got to. It's
Oh, all right.
schedule.
We'll take off then.
Get out of here.
I'm leaving.
On get Austin.
Ask-
Kevin, you want a
Oh,
microphone?
hold on. Oh, see, look, we're on.
Yeah, I'll scoot over.
Yeah.
Just a boys.
Just the boys now.
Now we can talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an 18.
Yep. Fixing the water tank. That's what we did last week.
Mm-hmm.
This week, whenever this comes out.
Yeah.
And it was pretty unnecessary for me to be out there.
It was, but
Like it was like he was making y'all do it,
yeah.
and then it looked like y'all having fun. So I just went out there.
You have to get fixing the water tank. We're trying to build a fence across this water tank, and the water gets pretty deep. And so a couple of us, Carson and I, we were in our skivvies out there building fence, and then all of a sudden Kevin came out. It was like, "What are you doing, Kevin?" He goes, Guys just looked like you were having so much fun. I'm sorry. I just had to didn't want to be left out. Yeah.
Then we got roped into doing something not fun.
Yeah, not cool at all.
Something not so chill.
Something not so chill.
Not chill.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
I still don't think. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. Granted that. I wish it didn't look like I was into it as much as. We should probably tell what we're describing before.
Nah, let's keep rolling. You were really into it.
No, I was not. It had something to do with lip singing, basically. And yeah, I was trying to look not interested, and I look real interested. And I'm not. I don't like that song. I don't like lip syncing in general. I think it's a false form of creativity, just lip singing to somebody else's creativity.
So how do you feel about doing it in your underwear in a pond?
First of all, I had my shorts on.
What kind of shorts?
Lululemons.
Yeah.
Hey, you can cuss them all they want. I don't know what their politics are or anything about their company. They make some mighty comfortable shorts. I had a pair of Lulu pants.
Uh-oh.
I still do, but I can't wear them. They're a little too tight and a little like not comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, I've worn them around the house a bunch.
House pants.
They're house pants. Yeah, they're great for doing dishes or doing anything around the house. They're super comfy, but if you can't, you just can't wear them in public. Like they're just casting too many unnecessary shadows. Yeah.
This battery just died.
Uh-oh.
All our cameras are going down. How long have we been going? Almost an hour?
Yeah, about 55 minutes. That one I didn't get started until like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, the whole time?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
That's going to stink.
Yeah.
You want to just start it over with Jordan? Without Jordan? Do you guys just want to do a different podcast?
Welcome to this episode.
We already know what we talked about. That's all right.
I personally don't like to use the wide angle when I edit podcasts.
I like it for laughing shots.
Yeah.
When everybody just suddenly starts laughing, the whole group.
Yeah, we should get somebody on here funny.
Me too. That would be great. I'm not funny. Apparently, I just make fun of people too much.
I think it's funny.
Donnie always laughs.
I think it's funny. Sometimes, like,
Pretty good stuff.
especially if like the person is deserving of it. Like,
Well, the joke the other day might have been a little too far.
Yeah.
What I told. We don't even have to say which intern it was. One of the interns was at the practice wearing his cowboy hat, and I said, "Hey, do you want us to beat that guy up?" Anyhow, I said, "Hey, do you want us to beat that guy up?" And they go, "Who are you talking about?" I was like, "The guy who shaped that hat." And Donnie laughed, and I laughed, and that was about it.
I don't know if I laughed.
You
I
liked it.
thought it was clever. I thought it was a good
It was
joke.
funny. It's not like his hat was that bad. It
I just didn't
wasn't.
think the person you said it to was deserving of that.
No, but it was still funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was still funny.
I think if you just dish it out equally around here, it's fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that. Now, everybody should get ripped on.
Yeah.
No matter what.
You got to be
like-
able to take a ripping.
Oh, absolutely.
Can't get sour.
No.
When it's your
No.
time to
No.
take a ripping.
Just better be thinking of how to
good-
get
Yeah,
get 'em back.
exactly. Yeah.
You can't
It's a
freeze up.
game. It's a
Yeah.
it's a game.
It's a fun game.
Do
Yep.
we take it too far sometimes? Maybe.
I would say absolutely.
I'm probably guilty of that, but I don't like to lose
Yeah,
that
what are you
game.
going to do? Just stop? Yeah.
Is this your grandpa's battle?
Hey, we won't go there, but yeah, sometimes we get a little carried away, but it's all in
Man,
good-
but think about if
good
we were
fun.
to just suddenly stop and all we said were just
Nice things.
blatantly nice things about each other, like, hey
it would
man,
suck.
nice hat.
It would suck.
Just, hey,
Nice headphones.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
they're real
cons-
pretty.
good job. You know how weird that would be?
I wouldn't consider you guys my friends.
No, I would not either.
I have said way worse things to my friends than I've said to my enemies.
Absolutely, yeah. You
100
don't. You just don't talk to your enemies.
No.
Yeah. And you don't. Yeah, you don't talk about them. If I don't like you, it probably means, like, if I don't like you, and I've had a lot of guys that I respect for the exact same way. If they're not giving you crap, then they don't like you. So I don't know. That's me. The more I give somebody crap, it's probably just because I'm actually on their side. Like Donnie was telling me once, like up a bronc ride, I was like, "No man, you did good." And he's like, "You really think so?" And I was like, "Donnie, you know me. I would have told you if it sucked. I would have told you if you did horrible out there. Not because I don't like you, but because I don't know. Like, I think if there's one person you should be honest with, or one group of people, it's definitely your friends.
Yeah.
Like, people you care about, at least. Your friends and family, absolutely. You can't hold punches back with them. Maybe it's a fine line between, like, maybe there's a time when you shouldn't be brutally honest, sure. But I think for the majority, like, you should be.
Let them have it.
I think so, yeah.
I'd say the worst things I've ever said to a human being was to this guy. All the time.
That's just how brothers are supposed to be, though.
Agreed.
One time we were in a custom match at like 7 a.m, and he just goes, "Oh yeah, well I've been spitting in your contact case for about a month."
That was true too.
Yeah, and I knew it. And
I thought he'd catch it.
Clicked.
Right.
And I was like, he has. Like, my contact was like slimy. And I was like, man, I need new solutions. I was putting that in my eyeball.
Here's the backstory of
anything.
that. He doesn't know how to put his lids back on his contact case ever.
Spit in them?
On months on end, right in the middle of the sink, you'll just have this contact case completely open, no contacts in them.
You
I'm
were
like,
just
"All right,
spitting
I'm
in it
tired
the
of
whole
putting these
time?"
up.
Spitting in them.
That's awesome.
I thought he'd catch it after the first time. He's not too smart.
No. But when he said it and it clicked, because I had noticed for some reason my contact solution is slimy. I was so mad.
My eyes will just not keep running.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even know. Like, is that a good joke?
That's a good prank.
That's just evil.
Yeah, it's
He's
a
just
prank.
bumping into walls and stuff all the time.
Getting that eye infection.
Gets in a car accident.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, that's rough.
That's like messing with somebody's toothbrush.
He didn't learn. He still does that.
What do you do with somebody's toothbrush?
No, that's like the equivalent.
You gotta
of
hate somebody to.
mess with their toothbrush.
Yeah.
Have you ever messed with my toothbrush?
I don't think so. I wish. I haven't got the opportunity to.
You wish you had messed with somebody's toothbrush?
No,
Here's
it
the
just
thing,
is.
though. What if somebody has been messing with your toothbrush?
No.
You don't know. You
Yeah.
have no idea, right?
You're just brushing your silly little teeth every day.
It's the perfect crime to do it once. That's like breaking into somebody's house and stealing the batteries from the TV remote. Like, yeah.
That's
it's
evil.
It's the perfect crime. They
That
might
is
never
evil.
know.
That's
Yeah.
worse.
Because you don't have any batteries to replace them.
Think about
You're
it.
gonna have to go buy batteries, and then you're
Exactly.
Just do, yeah.
stuck. You can't watch TV.
Just do,
Before I
What are you gonna
moved
do?
into-
Buy batteries?
buy batteries. Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. Or drinking all of somebody's milk and then just putting the carton back in the fridge. But like
I see.
they didn't know. See?
I'd rather.
You can just be
that
like,
wouldn't
"Did I
bother me
drink
that
all the
bad.
milk?"
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't know.
exactly.
Before I moved into my buddy's house back home, we broke into his house one night and just faced all his furniture into the walls, like turned his couches facing the walls, turned the TV facing the walls. Just made it super inconvenient for him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What could we do with Dale? What do we just? Man,
Just put all his furniture on its top.
I'm trying to think about something we could do with his office, but I don't know what it is yet. He's also got a camera in there, but we could definitely just put.
Tape over the camera.
We just all ski mask like he's not gonna know who we are. I wonder who did this.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
That one might be funny.
Well, let's
Wrap it up.
yeah.
How have we been wrapping these things up?
We did a joke the last one I was on. Joke, life advice, or I think there was something else. I can't remember the other option, but
Yeah.
something witty maybe. You guys got any jokes?
So
I got
nobody go-
life advice, I guess.
Yep.
Eat the meat, spit out the bone.
Interesting. I like it. Love it, actually. Might put it on a t-shirt.
Wouldn't do that.
Okay.
when would somebody who like needed that advice, when would they need it?
When you're seeking wise counsel and like you're hearing it from a dumb person or something, or you think that they don't know no better or whatnot, you take the good out of it and you leave the bad stuff out.
So, like,
I
take
did not-
everything with a grain of salt.
I did not expect you to have an answer for that. That was that was an articulate answer, Austin. That was awesome.
You could use it for anything, really. Like,
Man, that was Yeah.
Eat the meat, spit out the bone.
I'm going to remember that now. I'm going to remember that for, yeah. Dang. Kevin?
I'm just going to double down and say, don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things again.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to articulate on that.
Yeah, I think we pretty much get that one. Well, you are, yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll just use, yeah. Do we want real advice?
It could be a joke.
So there's this moth.
All right.
I don't know if that one. So there's this. It's not my joke. So there's this moth, right?
Oh, a moth. I thought you said a mom.
He goes to the doctor, and he says, "Doc, I've just been having a rough go of it. Like my family is like just everything's falling to pieces." And the doctor says, "Well, what? Tell me about it. What's going on?" He says, "Well, my wife, she wants nothing to do with me. We sleep in different beds at night. I feel like we're basically just roommates nowadays. I don't know what to do." He goes, "Oh, okay," the doctor says, and he goes, "And my son, he doesn't respect me at all. He doesn't listen to anything I say. I feel like..."
What's the son's name?
Bartholomew. And it's just our relationship is deteriorating every day. And I don't know what to do. I'm not raising him, he just sits there and laughs at everything that I say. He says, "I'm at my wit's end, Doc." And the doctor says, "Well, how do you feel physically?" And the moth goes, "Well, I'm fine, fit as a fiddle." And he goes, "Well, it sounds like you need a psychiatrist." He goes, this is a doctor's office. Why on earth did you come here?" And he says, "Well, the light was on."
You guys ever heard the one about the frog that needed a loan?
Are we both telling Norm Macdonald jokes right now?
I don't know who that is.
Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell your joke.
So, the frog one day decides he wants to go on vacation, but he needs a loan to pay for said vacation. So he goes to the bank. Naturally, that's where you go to get a loan. And he walks in, and who else is working? The bank teller, Patty Whack. Patty Whack has been working at that bank a long time. And I forgot to mention the frog. His name is Kermit Jagger, the son of Mick Jagger, singer for the Rolling Stones,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Kermit Jagger walks up to Patty Whack, and he says, explains his ordeal, and he says he needs a loan. Patty Whack, asked him, he said, do you have any collateral? Because naturally you need collateral to borrow against, And Kermit Jagger thinks for a second. He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a little pink porcelain elephant, and he sets it down and on the bank teller's little desk there, and she looks at it for a second, doesn't really quite know what to think about it. And she picks it up, takes it back to her manager, and she's like, I don't know. This frog wants a loan, and he just gave me this pink little elephant. I don't know what to do. And bank manager, it's a knick-knack, Patty Whack. Give a frog a loan. His old man's a Rolling Stone.
So much. So much. Oh. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to the Little Old Sons podcast. We'll be back next week, or if we're not, somebody else will. In the meantime, keep your stick on the ice.